Google is an excellent place to find things. It's also an excellent place to find translations of what you have found, or to even translate what you have found. If you go up to the address bar and simply type in translate.google.com or search translate in Google's search bar, you can find Google's translation service. Now clicking here, you can see there's a box where you type in what you want translated. Let's say that I want to know how to say good morning in another language. I can type in what language, or I can type it in. Google will select the language. I can change it if it is selected incorrectly, and then I choose the language that I'd like to learn how to say that in. Maybe I would like to say that in Portuguese. I click on Portuguese, and it will translate that for me. I can also change it to another language. Maybe I want to know how to say good morning in multiple languages. I can choose various languages. I can also listen to how that word is pronounced and hear a sample of how the word is used. Now, let's say I'm reading a website or come across something, somebody tells me something in another language and I want to know what it means. I can also type in another language. For example, if I type in something like mi casa es su casa, maybe I read this somewhere and I want to know what it means. I can type it in. Google will detect automatically what language is being spoken, and then I can choose what language I want to translate it to. In this case, I'm going to translate it back to English so I can read what it says. And I can see that that simply means that my house is your house. And so Google Translate is an excellent tool for anybody who wants to communicate with others in another language, or for anybody who would like to find out information from another language. This is an excellent tool if you're finding a recipe and you want to find an authentic Portuguese recipe, and you search and you can translate the recipe from Portuguese to your native language so you can use it. Now, even though this is a great tool, it's not perfect. So if you're planning on cutting corners in your Spanish class by writing your paper in English and copying it into Google Translate and having it translated into Spanish and then turning it in, it doesn't work quite that great. But it does work as a great foundation that for someone who has an understanding of the language, they can use it to better their translations. It also works for just simple translations of sentences or phrases or words that you would like to know in another language. Google Translate is an excellent tool for anybody who is curious about other languages.